Today we have a lot to talk about with Princess Dining, making reservations in the app for those cruises that are going to sail after September 1st. We're also going to talk about what the rules are thus far for dining in the Signature Collection dining room as well as in the Reserve Collection dining room, and what will become the Sanctuary Collection dining room. And finally, really big news coming out of Carnival Cruise Lines, really exciting news actually in Miami. And Greece is going to make some changes and we need to be ready. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today is Tuesday, it is June 18th of 2024, and let's start at the top talking about the changes that we have seen in the news that Greece is talking about when it comes to cruise ships. The Prime Minister of Greece has been talking about tourism a lot this last week or two, and a lot is coming out with regard to tourism there in Greece. But the thing that caught my eye the most is they're talking about limiting the amount of cruise passengers, the number of cruise ships that they are going to allow in Mykonos and Santorini. This is a really big deal for a couple of reasons. First of all, Mykonos and Santorini are some of the most visited Greek destinations. When it comes to booking to a cruise to Greece, so many of us want the chance to get to go to Mykonos or Santorini or both of them, and there is a reason for that. They are absolutely beautiful and there is so much to see in those areas, especially in Mykonos. You can not only enjoy the beaches, but there's, well, and in Santorini as well. As I think about it, there's a lot of archaeology, there is amazing food, the views are beautiful, so they are both very special destinations. But like I said, they are talking about having too many cruise ships calling there right now. Now they are looking to implement some changes by 2026 is what they have talked about thus far. So we're going to have to keep our eye on what they decide. They have mentioned that they are looking at either limiting the number of cruise ships in a port on a given day, and they haven't decided if they're just going to open up those the ability to dock there to like bidding, if the cruise lines are going to have to bid for the chance to do that, which are going to increase our costs of cruises to go there, as always happens if you start limiting how many cruise ships can go, or they're going to limit the size of ships that can go there. Either one, it looks like the future holds fewer cruise passengers being able to visit those islands. So here's what I would think about if I were you. If you know that you want to get to go to those cruise destinations and you have a very particular cruise line in mind to go there, you might want to look at going, seeing if you can do it in 2024, if there's any availability left, as a lot of cruises don't have tons of availability for 2024, but there are usually cabins somewhere. To look at that for 2024 or definitely for 2025, because once we hit 2026, we're not quite sure what's going to be available. Now, if you want to have a ballpark idea of what is going on in Greece with tourism, in 2023, there were 33 million people who visited Greece, and that's 5 million more people than in 2022. For their economy, they derived $31 billion from tourism, and they have 2 million Greek people that live in Greece there derive their living from tourism. So it's a really big deal to have tourists come. So it'll be interesting to see how this shakes out. I know that there are a lot of people who visit both Mykonos and Santorini, not only on cruise ships. They are both very popular destinations to fly in or take the ferry in and enjoy your vacation there. So I'll keep you up to date with everything, but I wanted that to be on your radar because it's very, very important if you want to be able to visit those places on a cruise ship, and it's going to be really interesting to see how that happens. Alrighty, next we are going to talk about dining on Princess, and I've got a couple of categories on this. First of all, let's talk about making reservations to dine on your cruise in the Princess app. You might remember a while ago, Princess talked about the changes that they are going to make in dining on their ships. They've got 3 main dining rooms on their ships, and the way they are going to do it, starting at the beginning of September with cruises that sail then, and on from there, they are going to make it so that they have one main dining room devoted for people who want that traditional dining experience. You're going to have a seating at a set time. You're going to get the same table and the same server every evening. Then the next dining room is going to be for guests who would just like to make a reservation for an evening to dine. Say you're going on a cruise and some nights you want to have a reservation, or you don't want to always dine at the exact set seating time, then that's going to be for those guests. The third main dining room is going to be for people just to be able to walk up when they decide they would like to eat dinner. I think it's a really good approach. It's going to bring back the traditional approach to dining for the guests who would enjoy that, as well as allow the flexibility for everyone who would like to have that flexibility. Now, when Princess made this change, they canceled a bunch of dining reservations, and then they said that on June 17th, they would open up the ability to book dining reservations for those cruises, like I said, from the beginning of September on. Well, thus far, from everyone that has sent me an email, and thank you, as well as checking around and reading a lot of different comments in a lot of different places online, it sounds like people have not been able to book that dining yet. Yesterday, here's a really interesting thing. For the cruises that Gordon and I have after the beginning of September in 2024 this year, the rest of our Princess cruises don't show up. And we had that problem for a while, and then they popped up and they were there for a minute. When I looked yesterday morning to start trying to book dining reservations so I could talk with you about it, our cruises, only one was there. So the last one showing up in our app sails August 31st of 2024, that 7-day Love Boat cruise. But after that, none of our Princess cruises are showing up. Yesterday morning, our Panama Canal cruise showed up, and I tried to book dining and was not able to do that. I tried that through the afternoon. When I went to do it in the evening, that cruise is gone. I cannot add any of them with a booking number. If you're having that problem, let me know in the comments, but be aware a lot of people are having that problem. You're by far not the only person. If you have been able to book any of your dining reservations, please put that in the comment as well. It really helps people as they read through the comments get a feeling for where they stand, and if everyone's having this trouble, it's good for us to all know. Alrighty, so that's really important. And if we can't do it now, I'm really hoping that that availability comes up. I keep thinking that maybe the reason that our cruises are not showing up is they're working on the website and the app. I couldn't tell you if they are or not, but I really hope they are. So hopefully they'll get everything fixed and working smoothly soon. So let me know what you see out there. Okay, the other aspect of dining that I wanted to speak with you about is when you go on a Princess cruise right now and you book that reserve class mini suite, or if you're in a suite, and then also on the Sun Princess right now, if you are in the Reserve Collection, in a Reserve Collection mini suite, or if you have a suite which gives you the Signature Collection dining room, those dining rooms, when you want to eat dinner there, you can eat there. But if you want anyone to eat with you who is not in your cabin, who is not booked in one of those kind of cabins, you cannot have them come. You can't pay for them to come. You just simply can't do it. If you want to be able to dine with someone who is in another cabin that's not the Reserve Collection or the Signature Collection, you can eat with them. You'll just have to dine with them in the main dining room that's not the part of the Reserve Collection or Signature Collection or in specialty dining, but you cannot dine them to eat with you. That's really important. I see that question in a lot of places on the internet a lot of the time. So I thought that was really important to talk about. And then moving forward, once that Reserve Collection, once the Sanctuary Collection comes in on the Sun Princess, the Reserve Collection guests and the Signature Collection guests are going to dine together in the Sanctuary Collection dining room, which will be located on deck 8 of the beautiful Sun Princess. Right now, that's where they have that more Americana diner, and that's going to be moved down to where like the Catch by Rudy and Butcher Block by Dario. So there's a lot of changes going on, but the reason that I think it is so important to know where you can dine and where you can have someone come and dine with you is because if you are going on a cruise And for example, you want to take part of the, some of the family are going to be in that reserve collection mini suite and some of them aren't. You need to know what the rules are for dining. You can't just take them with you. And like I said, they don't even, you don't even have the ability to pay. Now, one thing that's really interesting to me, I was visiting with someone who is dining in the reserve collection on the Regal Princess this week. And they have not, they've been going for dinner at about the same time every evening, but they have not had the same wait staff the whole time, the same crew members, but they have had this before on some of the other ships and really enjoyed having the same wait staff every evening because you get to know them, and it's a pleasure to get to have that, how someone knows what you enjoy as well as that association. So let me know in the comments if you're sailing in that reserve collection mini suite or in a suite, of course, if you are getting the same crew waiting on you every evening, or if they're kind of shaking that up everywhere, because that used to be one of the perks and people really loved it. I will add that people love the reserve collection as far as dining goes. You don't have to wait. Same with the signature collection on the Sun Princess. You're not supposed to have to wait. You don't have to have a reservation. They just seat you, and it's a lovely experience, everyone says. So wanted to let you know, if you have any other questions about dining, just put it in the comments, okay? And I'll catch it. Yeah. Alrighty, let's talk about Carnival Cruise Line for just a minute. You know what? As cruise lines make goals to reduce their greenhouse emissions and all of their sustainability goals, it always includes being able to access shore power, and it's a really big deal as these ports are starting to make shore power available. So in the Port of Miami, there is a really special celebration that they just had because the Carnival Conquest was the very first Carnival ship and the first ship out of all the ships that dock there in Miami to plug into shore power. The reason this is such a big deal is because as the ships are in port there, of course they still need power, but when you look at the emissions, a lot of the residents, of course, and of course we all want to reduce pollution, and so it's a really big deal that the accessibility for shore power has become available there in Miami, and that the Carnival Conquest is the very first ship to be able to do it. And it's kind of fun to know that just over 2/3 of the Carnival Cruise Line ships are able to use shore power. They have the ability for their ships to be able to be plugged into shore power. So we will really look forward to hearing about that more from other hear about other cruise ships doing that in the Port of Miami as well as in other locations. So big step forward by Carnival Cruise Line today. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, will you please go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you want to keep up with us and everything that's going on as we travel to cruise and cruising and everything. Go ahead and hit that little bell next to the subscribe button and you will get a notification every time we go live and every time we put up a video. And if you appreciate my updates, would you please give this video a thumbs up because it really helps us out. Thank you so very much. Now I'm just going to give you my quick update from the Regal Princess. We are still having a magnificent cruise. Today is basically day 10. It's a sea day. And tomorrow we are going to be in the Port of Le Havre in France, and unless something very last minute comes up, we're going to get to go there tomorrow. So we're very excited. Gordon and I have an excursion with Princess booked to go down to Normandy. So I will take you all along and show you what it's like, but we're very excited about that. Today actually is the third sea day on this cruise, and it is the third formal night. So this is a 12-night cruise, and once you go over 7 days, it is not uncommon to have 3 formal nights. Now, if you go on an even longer cruise, you might have more than 3, but usually the 14-day cruises have 3 formal nights, and this being a 12-day cruise, this is our third formal night. This evening, if you have not been on a Princess cruise before, it is always the last formal night that they serve the lobster. Everyone always wants to know that. I think it's wonderful that Princess still has lobster on their menu, and so the main menu item this evening is surf and turf when you think of what your lobster, how you're going to receive that. And so just wanted to let you know that's what we're doing. let's see, we've been really enjoying dining with our group every evening. Our dining time is 7:40, and that has worked out actually really well for this cruise because our port times have been so late. I know that that is a little bit of a late time to eat dinner, but it has worked really well because, like I said, our sailaways have, most of them have been around 7 p.m. every night. Some of them have been at 6 p.m. But the places that we have visited, usually we are in port until not long at all before the sail away. So the excursions have been nice long excursions. We've been seeing beautiful places and having a splendid time. So we've been really enjoying that. Today is the day that they have the culinary demonstration. They had a fun demonstration by the Royal Butler. That was really cool. They've had lots of activities like the egg drop was today, just lots of fun things going on. And so this has been a great day. Our group got together and played Swoop for a while. If you've ever played Swoop, the card game, we got to do that for a while. So we've just had a lovely time and just wanted to bring you up to date. Things are still going great. I would say everyone is thoroughly enjoying the ship and we're having a splendid time. So if you have any questions about the Regal Princess, just put that in the comments below. Thanks so very much for being here with me today. It's such a pleasure to see you, and I'll see you here again tomorrow, and I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.